guys! Hello everyone, and welcome to LostinTranslationmon episode 42. I'm May.
And I'm Jay.
And this time we watched AppMon episode 42, Rei's Determination, the Great Search for Hajime Operation. What were your favourite bits, Jay?
Okay, so basically, I'm trying to remember generally in order because it was a good show. You can do that. We begin with. So it was interesting. They go, Knight's been fired, even though presumably he's only been CEO for like 1 month. But whatever, he's been fired, and he's been replaced with an AI. His name is Leviathan, everyone.
Also, I think you called this like last week. You're like, well, the next CEO is going to be announced to be an AI. And you called this and was like, yep, 100%. Of course, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, it just seems like it'd be beneficial to them. Just cut the crap. I do think that's probably illegal. Like, there's probably laws against it, but whatever, it's a kid's show.
I don't think AI can actually have work visas.
It's not even work visas, he's probably a citizen.
Can an AI be a citizen, though?
No.
Citizen Leviathan.
So there's a lot to that, but yeah, they say Leviathan's... Yeah. Although what they would say is that, well, Leviathan's running the country, but he's not in Japan. He's in that server over there in Croatia. It doesn't matter.
No, he's on the AWS. He's on Cloudflare.
I don't know what that is.
AWS is the Amazon hosting service. Oh. They do have hosting in Australia now, though.
I'm learning.
So they're not going to be under the US Patriot Act, but only if the one is hosted in Australia. But it's kind of iffy still because it's based in America, even though they do have physical servers in Australia. So people are still kind of iffy about hosting things in AWS.
Sure, yep. I get it.
It's just a data center, basically.
So Leviathan's the new CEO, and immediately... And I've always said that, Aries, it's weird that she's an idol group with this company that's got Leviathan in it. But, she didn't know that. Fine. She knows now, and she just goes, well, I'm quitting. I can't be in the company with this anymore. And they tell her, hey, no. And she's, look, I'm going to be an idol anyway. I just can't be an idol with Leviathan. Dokumon's kind of an idiot. He's like, I don't want you to quit.
Yeah, and she's kind of like, no, I have to, but I can still make people happy even if I'm not doing this. It's a minor setback. And it's quite a mature view. It's like she's not being selfish. She's not saying, "Oh yes, well I'll just continue being this because I'm in the top." Basically, I'm in the top 10 now. So why would I stop? And why would I have to potentially start from the very bottom again at another group? No, she
probably wouldn't, honestly.
Well, people already know her, yeah.
If you've got a lot of experience in a job, usually you can start in a senior position somewhere else because they know you're good at something.
But effectively, she's being quite mature and quite selfless, and it's nice.
So then Rei goes, no, you can't quit yet. I need something from you. Basically, I know that L Corp has Hajime, and I infiltrated them once before. Whatever I did before, they will have got countermeasures against. I need you to help me infiltrate this time because I think it's my last chance to go get him, which is a good idea. So he dresses up as a manager, and it's really silly, and he cannot get himself into character, which on one hand I thought was frustrating. On the other hand, it's probably in character.
Because it is in character that of course he wouldn't, like, he would do anything for Hajime, but he's not one to perform. And I mean, we do find out later when he's doing the happy jumping thunder that I guess he does to an extent, but that is it, not ever again.
There are two ways of thinking about that, right? On one hand, there's the, okay, this is important, put on the right face for it because you need to do what it takes to succeed. On the other hand, you could just say, he's very good with computers and he came up with a good idea, but once confronted with social things he has to do, he doesn't have those abilities. Both of those are very legitimate interpretations. Obviously, the show went with their own, which is the latter. He doesn't have the social skills necessary to pull off the social engineering side of it.
Yeah, but I think that was really funny. And that scene where Elena is saying, no, if you say good morning, no matter what time of day it is, you are in entertainment, you always say good morning.
It's almost noon.
Yeah, and she's like, no, you must say good morning. Good morning. And he says, good morning.
Good morning. She's so annoying.
It's so great. I love it.
Both of Aries, like, I don't want to know, podmates, like friends who are idols in the same mini group. They are both so awful to Rei.
Yeah, everyone's like, well, my bunny says you're a pile of garbage.
Yeah, no, if you're a manager who doesn't, a manager
who is rude
It wasn't who's rude. It was who doesn't say good morning or like who doesn't communicate. Rude. Maybe, yeah, is a pile of useless dirt. Oh, okay. Oof. All
the
right.
cute glasses girl from the Wonderland.
So the other manager is there, who apparently has not been replaced. He's just in addition, which is nice, I guess, for her. She looks on her like tablet and she goes, "Oh no, there you are. I have a message about this. I just forgot." Because yeah, he hacked it. It's good. They move on in. And he's about to walk off to go search for Hajime, and they drag him off to like a photo shoot because, hey, you're a manager, we need you for certain things. And it almost deserves to be a negative, but it's funny, and it was whatever. When they drag him off, he puts his hand out and goes, Hajime! How could he do that and not expect that people would ask questions?
Well, he didn't yell it because he's not one to yell. He said quite, it's like, Hajime. It's just like under his breath.
Fine.
I don't think it was loud enough for anyone to hear.
It had an exclamation point in the subtitles, I'm sure.
No, but he's actually, the way he said it was like, Hajime. It was like a sort of under his breath, like, no, Hajime though. It's just so like him. I love it.
Yeah, so he gets dragged off. And, like, they're trying to figure out what he's any good for. They're having the photos, and the other manager, whose name I really don't know, is struggling with her computer, so he hacks it to make it better. And she's like, what are you, some kind of genius? And it's just this cute, like, he can do stuff, and he can have value.
Yeah, and she calls him Tensai-san, which means genius, like, basically Mr. Genius, I guess.
Tensai is the name of that wrestler, and I never knew that meant anything.
Yeah, Tensai, with that reading, is genius. I'm not sure if there are other... Yeah, this morning, I learned that there is a Japanese word that has 24, like it's a verb, and it has 24 different readings. It is, it's kakeru, and there are 24 whole different readings, like to put on, to cover, to have lots of money, to hold a party. Yeah, so
many of those are different.
Yeah, to hang up, to sit, to take, to make, to multiply, to secure, to put on, to cover, to burden someone, to apply. And that's just 9 of them. There are, I believe, 24, I think.
So what you're saying is that if you can't think of a verb, just throw this one in and you might get it.
Yeah, it's kakeru. So it's to hold, to wager, and it's not even like in different writing. It's the same characters as well.
Okay.
Japanese is a wild ride.
Okay then. So that happens, and I'm trying. Yeah, and then he tries to walk out, and they say, no, we got a performance to put on. You come with. And then they go to the guy who's meant to be Jumping Happy Mouse, which is their crap mascot. And I'm like, yeah, an AI would have generated that.
Yeah, it looks like so much like you basically put, hey, I need a mascot name. I'm gonna put it into a generator. Jumping Happy Mouse.
And get me a reject Five Nights at Freddy's suit.
Yeah, it's horrifying. So the guy basically has like a foot with ice on it. So he's hurt his foot, so he can't do the Jumping Happy Thunder.
So they go down, and Ray's dressed up, and the idols are doing their beginning of the show, and they call him out, and Ray is about to walk out, and he goes, Hackmon, I'm in trouble. What's wrong? They're making me be Jumping Happy Mouse. And with no prompting whatsoever, Hackmon goes, his special move is Jumping Happy Thunder. And I say to the screen, how does he know that? And Ray goes, how do you know that?
See, I love this. I like to think that Hackmon has this other personality.
Not personality. He has a
cute side. It's like a less serious side that we have of Hackmon. And maybe we got sort of like a little glimpse of that when we had the partners, but without any attachment to the characters. And Hackmon was kind of like this berserk little joking little thing.
I tend to think it's more like, okay, Ray is obsessing about Hajime and he's on his computer and stuff, and Hackmon's bored. He'll go watch TV. This is what's on.
I love the idea.
He likes it.
He just loves like the morning television shows. And he's like, yeah. And he's eating like his cereal, even though it's like midday, and he's eating cereal, and he's just like watching this show. Oh my god, I love Hackmon so much.
I know they were really busy at the time, but I feel like it would have been really funny to see Hackmon really intensely watching the elections. Being like, I love Izumi-chan! Like, if he was really into it.
Ganbatte. It'd be so cute. I love Hackmon so much.
So Ray goes out there, and it's really awkward. And I can't give it a negative later, because I know I hated this bit. And it's not because it was bad, and so I can't give it a negative. I don't like when the humor or the situation is based around it being super awkward, and everyone just being like, why is this happening? It was done well, though. I can recognize that. And eventually, after everyone has shown Ray what Jumping Happy Thunder is, to commit to the bit enough that they can move on and he can get Hajime, he like puts his heart and soul into it and does the Jumping Happy Thunder, and
everybody loves it. It's great.
And then he gets out of the suit.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Caught Up Man is in the audience, and he's a huge Elena fan.
Yeah, except that like when later they're all kicked out of the building, he should have been like, oh no! But they didn't. They
But
just showed
I
him
kind
once.
of like when they sort of like, I think they're trying not to overuse him, so they have him in different situations, so just like him just screaming loudly. It's great. I love him. I will fight anyone who says that Caught Up Man's not fantastic. I will fight anyone who doesn't like any of the characters
They
in Atmon.
put him in the right situation to do his catchphrase and everything.
Okay.
So Ray just goes through the building. Honestly, it's not the most It's just a look. We hacked a thing. Let's go. Ooh, robots. Let's go. And they end up in this weird room with like Roman pillars on all sides.
Yeah.
It's a bit odd. And there's a Virusmon who keeps hitting Hajime. And I'm like, why is
You mean Ray?
he keeps hitting Ray, and he's like not doing anything. I'm like, is he gonna punch him back? Did Savers infiltrate Atmon now? And no, he's not doing anything. Hackmon saves him, and then immediately explains that one wasn't Hajime. You didn't have to worry.
Yeah, so you're reminded that Biomon told Ray, like, oh, any Atmon that you fight could turn out to be Hajime, so he is hesitant to hurt any Atmon until he knows if it's Hajime or not.
And then the door at the other end opens up and all these Sleepmon come out.
Just before we move on for the Viromon, I love in Digimon, and this is, and it sounds sadistic when I say it, but I really do love when they actually punch the humans.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, why would it always answer that thing of why don't the Digimon ever attack the weak little partners that they have next to them? And so far, Atmon is doing a great job of let's try and kill the humans.
There's also something to be said that if Virusmon's entire thing is it gives viruses to apps,
It does nothing to humans.
it doesn't do anything to humans, so it's got these weak little punches.
Yeah, it just kind of like it scratches his face up a little bit. Yeah, Ray didn't look like in too much pain. He looked mildly inconvenienced.
So the door opens and like the Sleepmon comes out and I go, oh, instantly clicked. The Sleepmon that was with Mienumon at the beginning of the season.
I think that was the only person or Atmon or thing I said wasn't Hajime.
Well, no, it wasn't. We forgot he existed.
Yeah, because it's like he was there, but he was never defeated. I think when Mienumon was defeated, I think we might have said, or
Yeah, we were
before
Sleepmon,
that,
whatever.
I think we might have said, oh, but we're Sleepmon. But I don't think we remembered. So I think that's actually good writing in the way that it didn't. We're like it was such a nothing thing. Like, oh, it's a kind of like a cute background character, but he never did anything. He just kind of was there.
It's good writing as well because you can think back and there's immediate explanation, which is, why are you seeing this thing? Well, Hajime would have been converted to an Atmon before the show started.
Yes.
So when you see Mienumon, maybe she was tasked with looking after him and making sure that Ray didn't get him.
Yeah, see, we first saw...
He's a stealth one. She's the stealth one, right?
Yeah, she is.
Well, she'd make sure he stays hidden.
Yeah, so we first saw Sleepmon in episode 4 when Scopemon was just defeated.
Yeah.
And we had, like, the view of Mienumon and Sakushimon and Sleepmon. And that was before we met Ray. We met Hajime before we met Ray. Like, we saw Hajime. So I think that's just really sort of, it explains why he was always there. Because if Mienumon was kind of like working at the top of L Corp at the time.
Yeah, and it's just this one random Atmon that was not explained at all. And I would be tempted in other situations to say it would be like Frontier, where they didn't think about it and they looked back and they go, what can we turn into this? And it was this one. But there was no explanation whatsoever for this Atmon. I mean, now it makes sense.
It could be a different one.
We'd have to look back.
But, I know they're both green, and we saw lots of different Sleepmon, and they're both green. So, and the only ones that we saw that are green are the one that was with Mienumon and Hajime. So,
that's right, mate. I trust that you'll do the research.
No, it is most likely that is the same one.
I trust you to do the research.
No, I just think it's really nice that, like, we didn't predict this, and I was so worried that it was just like, oh, it's just an Atmon that they find. It's just a random Atmon that they just show the design of.
There should be a thing in the what's it called? The Appli drives, the toys you have.
Yeah.
Where every 1,000 times you insert Sleepmon, it goes, Hajime!
Oh my god. To be honest, I wouldn't put it past it. I think that Atmon and the Appli Drive toys are quite clever. I'm sorry, I just think this is really, really great. Like, it's this character that never did anything enough for us to remember him.
Never did anything.
Enough that if we saw Sleepmon, we go, oh. Like, that is good writing, right?
I mean, yes, in the sense that it doesn't... I guess, it is.
Because it's not lying to you. It never said it wasn't Hajime.
Yeah.
It just said, this is Sleepmon. Sleepon, he's with Leviathan, but he's also asleep.
Yep.
And not once did we ever possibly say, oh, that's Hajime, and I feel really dumb. And maybe I don't even think I mentioned that as a joke when I was going through my list of things that could be Hajime.
Nope.
No, I missed the one thing that was like, that's good.
It was strong.
Because it's not like, I know, it's not just pulling something out of nowhere that's a big shock.
It wasn't doing it for the swerve, right? And it's amazing, I think, in hindsight, because we're like, oh, what if it's Naito? That would be a swerve, right? What if it's Hackmon? That would be emotional, right?
What was Biomon?
But if you look back and you see what this happened, you still got that, like, mouth, like, jaw hanging, like, oh my god, they got me! With this thing that you probably couldn't have called. And they did get you.
Yeah, and that's really good.
They set it up in advance.
And Sleepon was not shown in the preview, was not mentioned in the episode title. This was a swerve. I mean, just full honesty here, I saw a screenshot of Ray hugging Hajime, and it's the same way he hugs Hajime, and it's now Sleepon in his arms. And I saw that screenshot on Twitter, and I was like, well, that makes sense. But like,
I'm upset that you got spoiled for that, because I would have loved to see what your honest reaction was in the show when that happened.
I mean, like, but I'm not like angry that was spoiled to me, because I'm not a huge spoiler thing. I was kind of like, I mean, I prefer not to have that spoiled, but it was kind of like,
that's a season-long mystery they spoiled for you.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's not great, but I'm just kind of like, oh no, that makes sense. Like, it's great. I don't care. I love it. I'm looking forward to the next episode too. This was a good episode. This was a wholesome, good episode.
Yeah, and then what was really interesting is they take Hajime away.
And he gets him really easily.
Haru
he just reaches into this. We keep on seeing, like, presumably Leviathan or somebody's view. And basically, we see that effectively he places Sleepon on H. And it's just near the door, so I think this is a trap.
Maybe.
And it's not a trap. And I was about to say, okay, this just ruined the episode because it went all like, oh, the power of friendship. And
it was too easy.
Yeah, it was too easy. And then at the end, Haru said, that was almost too easy. I'm like, 100%. And then we have the bit of text that said task complete. I'm like, oh no, what is? Oh god. And I'm just like, did Leviathan like plant a bomb inside of Sleepon?
To be additionally fair for Haru, Aries, and Astra all just randomly showed up, like right before the Sleepon bit, which means, and they ran from the ground floor while Ray was already doing his whole infiltration.
Yeah. For
them, it would have been really easy. I think they just let them up.
Yes. And as I said, I was about to complain. This was like, well, this is far too easy. I know they were running out of time and they had to finish the episode, but this was far too easy. And then the end got me of just like, task complete.
Whoa.
And, I mean, it's probably still Hajime because Hackmon says it is, but like, I don't know, Leviathan has something planned, and maybe Eugen is going to eat Sleepon or something. I don't know. I still want to know what's up with Eugen.
He's going to eat Sleepon! That would be what I would be called if I was a Digimon. I'd be eat Sleepon.
It is you. But the thing is, from episode 1, we saw Eugen being sneaky with his eyes.
Eugen's nothing to do with this. Oh yeah, also Eugen was there, I forgot.
Yeah, I completely forgot that he was rescued. And now he's with Offmon again. And Offmon's just like, they're all so sleepy. And they attack when they're sleeping.
Aren't they like... Oh, yeah. They're doing the sleepy fist. And so they're like doing kung fu, but they're asleep.
It's me.
It's like the drunken fist. And then Musemon's like, I'm going to do my music yo-yo fist style.
Yeah, no, but I know you love that part, but just before that...
Can't I just finish the sentence?
Before that. Because the reason he says that is because he says, Astra, let's evolve to Ultimate. And Astra says, yeah, we should. And Haru says, no, we shouldn't, because what if Hajime is one of these Sleepmon? And then they go, oh yeah, which is good. I like when they give reasons for not fighting. But yeah, sorry, go on.
You so didn't need to interject with that.
It was important, because I like when they explain why they're not evolving.
We already covered it.
Continue.
And so he goes, yo, fist style. What? And he puts his stance out wide, sits down low, and his pants break.
It's such a dumb, funny moment.
It was so stupid.
It is so stupid, but it's not like a bad stupid. I think you kept on saying this is dumb the whole episode.
A lot of the stuff's really dumb.
And I needed you to clarify if whether or not you meant this is bad dumb or this is good dumb.
Episode 1 of Savers was really dumb, but it was fun.
Yeah, because there's a difference between like this is dumb and this is so dumb, but it's a different difference of this is dumb and I'm bored and this is stupid and it's not making sense to this is dumb but it's entertaining and it's doing things that are entertaining.
Yeah.
It's great. And yeah, the episode ends. Do we have negatives? Because I actually don't. I feel like everything that could have been a negative was explained.
Yeah, I mean, I think they spend too much time hanging out with idols and stuff, because I I'm so much more interested in the plot going on, but I think that says a lot for the plot.
Yeah, but it also explains some more about Ray's personality, because we kind of need a little bit more time with Ray.
It's true. It does tell you what sort of hacker he is. He's like, he does computers, he does not work with people.
Yeah. And he's desperate for his brother, but he's not going to act all fake just because, like, it'll help his brother. He's still going to be himself. He's just going to be like, oh, good morning, let's go.
Yeah, good morning. It's good morning!
I know,
Good morning.
I love it.
Good morning! I don't know why I'm doing the accent. She's meant to be American.
Yeah, no, it's a good. Do you have any negatives?
I just said no.
Yeah, this is...
Like, there were stretches of bits where I was neutral on, but other than that, I don't think there's anything directly negative.
Favorite character? Mine's Hackmon. I just the imagery of him sitting in front of the TV eating cereal is just...
It's gotta be Ray.
Yeah, Ray's good too.
Also, I should mention, because we forgot, Virusmon comes back during the fight, and Ray jumping happy thunder kicks him in the face.
Oh my god, yeah, that was the best part.
And I'm like, Sabers! I just watched that!
Yeah, he just... It's great. I swore. I have to bleep that. 22 minutes.
Alright, cool. That's it.
Miscellaneous bits, I think we basically effectively covered everything, right?
Yeah, and I mentioned things that I was miscellaneous on, but I don't think there's anything necessary to point out at this stage.
So we did our ranking before, and we gave it a place, but I actually think that it's, after talking about it, I think it's actually higher than what we put it.
I don't agree.
Really? Because
I know where we put it, and I think it belongs there.
So we put it as 4th place, which is above Take Back Gatchmon, Grandpa Denemon's Trial, and below The Road to the Top Idol, Coachmon's Intensive Training. And honestly, I feel like I might have enjoyed this more than Coachmon's Intensive Training.
Coachmon's episode is so good, you just have to remember what it was. Because there's a long stretch of you know what it is? I think a lot of this was dragged down for me because I don't like awkward humor, and I don't like just watching Ray stumble about awkward situations. I recognize its quality, but it's not what I wanted. And like, whereas Coachmon's one was just great. I just enjoyed every moment of it. There was I didn't feel like there was nearly as much downtime where I was just like, okay. Sure. So
it's 4th. It's 4th place out of 42.
Sure, why
which
not?
is a good place for it to be.
It had a good swerve. That was
it was good, and despite me getting spoiled on that part, it didn't spoil the whole episode for me. I still found like it was an entertaining episode. So episode 43 is called Wake Up Sleepon, the Appmon Championship reopening.
They're trying to wake him up because he's asleep and he won't wake up.
I'm so worried this is going to be like filler in the last arc, and I'm one that thinks that filler does not have a place in the last arc.
I generally feel that way.
You generally filler this way?
That's not what I said.
Yeah. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us on @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on Lost in Translation on Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, and YouTube. We have discussion with that on With the Will and a Reddit thread in the Appmon subreddit, and we'd appreciate if you were to review us on iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever podcast listening service that you use. And we have a website where you can check out my Apply ranking and upcoming episodes. You can also donate to our Patreon, which is linked in the description, from as little as $1 a month. And $1 a month gets you access to our Alyssa Slack chat group, but higher levels gets you things like exclusive notes, information, early and unedited episode recordings, the ability to suggest discussion topics, Skype calls with May and Jay, and more.
And thank you to our current Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who has a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon, Stevie, who is Stevie Padmon on Tumblr and is currently taking commissions, Wu Qinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Qinglong, Metal Mamimon, Joe, Penguin Mage, Anime Guy, who is Anime Guy Kurosaki and the number 1 on YouTube, Sharkmon, Ishbal Bamba, Hiro Olado, who is at Hiro Olado on Twitter, Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who is Frost Magic on Archive Varone, Stephen Reeves, who is at Wildling64 on Twitter, Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Chisai, who you can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr, Corey, Kyle, The Lady Bugman, whose anime blog you can find at baguburagu.wordpress.com, Small Wolfie, who is on Tapastic as Small Wolfie and has a comic there called Eden of Melancholy, Tom, Glitchcode, Azra McCool, Nicholas, Gene Hackmon, Matthew, Anthony, who is Antoclassic on Twitter, Lismet, who is Lekmon on Tumblr, Sithobi, Ellie Vorg, who is also Ellie Vorg on Tumblr, and Sporky McForkinspoon.
You can also make a one-off donation on our PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Angemon. Make sure to let us know for the podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!